Fraud and financial mismanagement, a major risk for local governments and SMEs. Fraud risks aren't limited to large firms. Local governments and SMEs face heightened challenges due to fewer controls and trust in employees. This risk leads to undetected fraud and corruption over time. This article outlines the fraud risk, its development, and strategies for prevention. Significance of fraud and financial mismanagement. Fraud often hides quietly. A minor false invoice can rapidly escalate to theft or procurement fraud. Fraud involving public funds triggers financial losses and political fallout in local governments. A fraud action might lead to investigations and audits. For SMEs, fraud can devastate businesses with thin profit margins, potentially causing financial distress or bankruptcy. Therefore, fraud prevention and financial controls must be prioritized. Common types of fraud in local government and SMEs. Fraud appears in recognizable patterns, including 1. Procurement fraud, fake invoices, supplier collusion, conflicts of interest, overcharging, and paying for uncompleted work. 2. Payroll fraud, ghost employees, false overtime claims, and timesheet manipulation. 3. Expense claim fraud, claiming personal expenses as business expenses or inflating travel claims. 4. Theft of cash or assets, stealing cash, taking equipment, or misusing fuel cards. 5. Financial mismanagement, poor record keeping, unauthorized spending, and failure to follow procurement policies. Mismanagement can increase vulnerability to fraud. Why fraud occurs? The fraud triangle. The fraud triangle consists of 1. Pressure, financial challenges, lifestyle pressures, or gambling debts. 2. Opportunity, weak internal controls or lack of audits. 3. Rationalization, individuals justifying their actions. By addressing opportunities, organizations can reduce fraud risk. Warning signs of fraud and financial mismanagement. Look out for red flags indicating fraud, such as an employee rarely taking leave, one person controlling a complex process, missing receipts or regular budget overruns, resistance to audits or oversight. These indicators warrant thorough investigations. Simple controls can prevent fraud effectively. 1. Segregation of duties. No one should control a process from start to finish. 2. Clear policies. Invest in decisive policies about procurement and expenses. 3. Regular audits. Internal and external audits help deter fraud. 4. Fraud control plan. Create a plan identifying risks and management strategies. 5. Encourage reporting. Establish confidential reporting systems and whistleblower policies. 6. Management oversight. Managers must review financial paperwork regularly. Preventing fraud is a collective duty, not just an accounting matter. Fraud's costs extend beyond theft, including investigation, audit, and legal fees, damage to reputation and public trust, morale issues among staff, management time lost. Reputational harm often exceeds financial impact. Fraud and financial mismanagement threaten local governments and SMEs heavily reliant on trust. However, most fraud is preventable. By focusing on strong internal controls, clear policies, management oversight, regular audits, fraud awareness, encouraging reporting, organizations can significantly reduce fraud risks. Fraud prevention is about establishing proactive systems that prevent fraud before it occurs. For assistance, contact mick@accaost.com.au.